The Rose Basketball Club has played 2 games, and it's not looking good for Lexi Hull. In fact, it's really not looking good for Lexi Hull. I don't know what you think, but imagine going from Christie's coaching, where she doesn't really want to play you, and no matter what you do on the court, it doesn't matter because your coach doesn't want to play you. Meanwhile, her teammate Angel Reese is trying to rack up double-doubles in those same games, which is a coincidence, but she is back to her midseason form, and she is ABS absolutely delivering on that double. The Chicago Sky melted last year when her double-double streak began, and she cost her team a game. We're delving into this unsolved mystery of why Hull is benched when her play style is ideal for 3-on-3, and is Reese's stat padding taking precedence over winning once more. Get ready for some hard truths and eye-opening revelations about what's really happening behind the scenes. Are you ready to let go? Eventually, your coach will figure it out and start you and play you for 30 minutes each game, and your team improves. I believe Lexi Hull is going through something similar right now with the Rose Basketball Club, because Lexi Hull has played in 2 games and has played roughly 8 minutes total. You know what's crazy is seeing a 3-on-3 basketball star warming the bench in a 3-on-3 league. And that's exactly what's happening with Lexi Hull right now. And it's leaving fans perplexed. Let's go back a little, because Hull isn't just any random player. She's a bona fide 3-on-3 specialist, as evidenced by her gold and bronze medals with Team USA. She's the real deal, people. Not only that she was good, though, the strangest thing is that she's actually performed well. There is a problem with Lexi Hull, which is why I believe she isn't playing. But they lost again, so imagine how shocked everyone was when Hull played a total of, wait for it, 8 minutes over 2 games in the unmatched season. That's right, 8 minutes, enough time to barely reheat a frozen pizza, let alone show off your basketball skills. 2 games are 2 games. Okay, and for 2 games, we see Lexi riding the pine. Now things get interesting. The 3-on-3 format should be Hull's playground, because there are fewer players on the court and more space for sharpshooters to do their job. And guess what? Hull has that amazing 3-point shot. In fact, during her time with the Fever last season, she finished 2nd in the league in 3-point percentage. That's not just good. Elite people were saying, whoa, that man. When Lexi is guarding the person with the ball, they don't score, because we know what kind of defense she plays. We know that she's scrappy. We know that she slides those feet. We know that she gets her hands on a lot of balls. And we know that she's a lockdown defender. We also saw that Lexi can shoot, so I had to ask. However, it's not just about offense in 3-on-3, one-on-one defense. You need players who can lock down opponents, and Hull has that in spades. Her defensive ratings have proven that she can effectively guard top players, so we have a player with Team Us who has a deadly 3-point shot and strong defensive skills. Well, it seems like not everyone got the memo that I don't need to stay here and be in Miami and just sit on the bench. Maybe that sounds harsh, and I'm willing to sit on the bench when it's time, if that's what's best for the team. I'm just saying that I don't understand why she hardly plays, especially the second game with everyone in double figures and Lexi just sitting there because Lexi isn't playing. Take a look at players like Kayla McBride and Kate Martin for the Laces Basketball Club. They're flourishing in systems that make good use of their shooting skills. These 3 and D specialists are demonstrating what players like Hull can do when given the opportunity. Martin, oh yeah, you gotta love money, Martin. Tap Martin, just an excellent shooter. She runs the floor so well. One of the things Coach Wade mentioned was that she came into this league in shape, and Cakes has done a great job of being prepared and running the floor. But rather than lighting up the scoreboard, she's warming the bench and her team. And it's enough to make you wonder if there's more to this story than meets the eye. Then we saw Kate Martin have one of the best performances of the weekend, a double-double at the guard position in limited minutes, where she did unbelievable. The whole situation is, to put it mildly, perplexing. Hull's play style is perfect for 3-on-3 basketball. She has the experience, the skills, and the resume. So why is she riding the pine instead of leading her team to victory? It's not just a mystery. We've got a player who should be dominating the 3-on-3 format, but she hardly ever takes the court. choosing to use them as a water boy is what's really happening. People are saying that she should never have gone to Unrivaled, and I still think that she's getting paid something like $100K, but she could be earning up to $250,000. She seems to be everywhere as if it will help her. She drew the short straw with her team, but the coach wants him to play a certain way, which isn't the case. Let's talk about the Rose Basketball Club's current situation. You would think that having a player like Hull on your roster would be a surefire way to succeed in a 3-on-3 league, but apparently not if you're the Rose Basketball Club. In their first game against Vinyl, the Roses decided to double down on their head-scratching strategy by keeping their player, Lexi Hull, glued to the bench. Hull managed to sneak in a crucial three-pointer when the team was down, showing us all what she's capable of. However, instead of building on that momentum, the Roses decided to use the double ball handler strategy, which is a little odd, and Chelsea Gray is again just throwing passes everywhere. I wonder how many assists Chelsea Gray had. She had 6 assists and 3 turnovers. Even though Chelsea's distribution has been terrible, I'm not sure if some of these are passes or if she's trying to throw the ball half the time. What's even more perplexing is that Hull's defense is excellent. In that same game against Vinyl, she successfully guarded Ryan Howard, one of the best players on the other team, and helped make a crucial stop. But apparently that wasn't enough to get her more playing time. They play high pick and roll so well, not just high pick and roll, though, whether it's a handoff or some cuts. Whether it's a high pick and roll, go to the basket, clear out Kay Copper, go ice, Chelsea Gray, try back you down, shoot, or something else entirely. She's not on a team that fits that. Fast forward to their second game against the Lunar Owls, and Hull might as well have been a spectator because she didn't score any points and hardly saw the court. It's as if the row is allergic to winning or something. But the shot, it's obvious that Lexi Hull is performing well on defense as well as anyone can in this kind of situation. And she's, one of 2 from 3? Let's take a moment to examine the Roses' game strategy. They appear to be focusing on their guards creating shots, which sounds fantastic in theory, but the problem is that Hull is better at a more structured catch-and-shoot role. It's like they have a Ferrari and are trying to use it as a delivery truck. Successful 3-on-1 teams know how important it is to space players out and use their strengths with fewer bodies on the court and put you in front of them and put them in front of you. You would think Hall's sharp shooting skills would be a perfect fit, but the Roses play with 2 guards creating shots. They sort of go your turn, my turn, and you have to be able to create your own shot. People are complaining to the coach of playing Gage because she's coming in and doing a good job. The issue is that Chelsea Gray, Brittany Sykes, Kat Copper, Angel Reese can all create as a Ray Stevens and Angel Reese's jobs. Angel Reese does a little bit different. If she gets on the board, she pushes it a little bit and she can go to the wood of the wing and play a little bit of point center. But their job is to roll and seal. That's all they do. Consider all the times that Hull's skills could have made a difference when the team needed a crucial 3-player to stay in the game and when they needed a defensive stop to stop the other team from pulling away. Hull's warming the pine. It's like watching a chef refuse to use salt in their food. You know it would improve everything, but for some reason, they just don't care. Every other player on the team has to handle the pick and roll ball because they don't spot up opportunities. They're just picking and rolling. Hit the hit inside, but they're shooting some 8. As a team, they shot 10 threes, and nearly all of them were off screens. As a result, Lexi Hull, a 3. Numbers never lie, but in Angel Reese's case, they might be telling a half-truth because her double-doubles are piling up faster than the Roses' losses, and that's no coincidence. Let's break down what's really going on here. Hold right out of this game and see if there's a method to this madness. Are the Roses playing some long game that we're all too simple to understand, or are they just making a huge mistake that's costing them their first win of the season? As one person noted, it was a disaster for everything. In the fourth quarter, for example, Angel Reese was 3 of 7 from the field and again failed to reach the 50% mark. Her team lost their first game. That was unmatched. Reese strutted onto the court and left with a shiny 10-point, 14 rebound double-double. Impressive, but not so fast. Those flashy numbers came with a side of 5 turnovers and a shooting percentage that would make a Little League coach cringe. A whopping 42%. Once again, the stat padding. It's shocking to me that someone who appears so uncoordinated is a professional athlete. She's also one of the few, if not the only people I've seen who looks like this on the court and completely out of place while playing a game they've been playing. Now, let's talk about Reese's style of play. It's been described as aggressive, which is a polite way of saying that she charges around the court like a bull in a china shop. Sure, her footwork has improved and she can push the ball off rebounds, but her layups, well, she's still busy laying some bricks. And let's not even talk about her passing. It's like she's playing her own game of catch while the rest of the team is trying to, actually win. Aaliyah Boston last night, making Angel Reese look like a jerk. This leads us to the million-dollar question. Is Reese's stat padding taking precedence over team success? Let's face it, those double-doubles look great on paper, but what's the point if you're not even winning games? A coach's perspective shed some light on this stat-stuffing situation, pointing out that while Reese is showing promise and trying new things, her execution still needs some serious work. It's like watching a toddler try to tie their shoelaces. A lot of effort, but the results are a bit of a mess. So, Angel Reese went to bragging last night about how many layups she missed, and yes, her posting this backfired pretty good. Growth 3 of 7. 5 turnovers and a loss. However, this is where things get really interesting. Reese's obsession with boasting about her stats may be directly affecting her teammates. Playing time recalls Lexie, the 3-on-Reese specialist who has been warming the bench like it's her full-time job. Hull is stuck on the sidelines, likely wondering if she walked onto the set of Invisible Woman by mistake. How is Angel Reese's debut going? The same old Reese finished with a Roses team high of 14 rebounds, 5 turnovers, 4 fouls, and only 3 of 7 shots from the field, 42% from 3. By the way, when she was benched, the comeback was on. When it was announced that Lexi Hull had signed with Unrivaled, everyone thought it was a no-brainer. However, when Hull joined Unrivaled, rumors circulated that there was a secret agenda. The theory was that Hull wasn't just there to play basketball, she was there to entice the biggest fish in the women's basketball pond, Caitlin Clark.